So it's been 2 months since launch. Quite the ride.
Yeah, it has. I guess we've been looking at player feedback, adding lots of quality and life improvements to the game, around balancing tweaks, around the AI, around rewards, and little additional features that kind of enrich players' journey. At the same time, we've been planning out the kind of larger updates, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we think it's really important that for Sea of Thieves, like the cadence, the kind of frequency of updates, that like we want there to be quite short time periods between each kind of content update that comes. And so our approach, which is wrapping around kind of bringing in new features in content updates.
They're all themed together.
Yeah, all themed together. And running what we call like a time-limited kind of campaign almost around it.
When these content updates are released, there's kind of time-exclusive rewards for players to go and earn. And that'll be the same with Hungering Deep, Cursed Cells and Forsaken Shores. So it's those time-exclusive rewards for players to earn, and then the features that are within that content release that we showcase for players and give you new things to go and do, they then become a permanent fixture in the game.
But then what we want to run in between these. So if we think about, we bring out a content update, we run a time-limited kind of campaign around it, and then the Cursed Sales team is working on their update that's going to be coming in the future. But in between those two periods, that's where we want to be running our kind of regular events program, right? Which is where we either introduce cool, small new mechanics, or we go and reuse cool existing ones, like firing yourself out of cannons with the kind of skeleton thrones kind of update that we've got coming.
The type of features and content we're going to be adding and showcasing as part of these content releases, that's going to run a whole range of things. So you've got ways of play for everyone, so just new things to go and do in the world that enrich your kind of stories. And then you've got ways of play for legends. People have reached that higher echelon, things for them to go and do. Then you've got goals, so new goals for everyone, goals for legends, and then things that enrich the journey. So we call these kind of big tools and small tools. So even if you're out just exploring, or you are doing a voyage, or you are just kind of kicking back with your crew, these are things that enrich the journey, and you'll be able to engage with them in different ways. All of those things are important.
Yeah, and so the Hungering Deep team has had the shortest lead time. Yes. Again, I've said this before in a video, but I think it's important to kind of understand that, right? That the realities of game development means they've been working on this since we've kind of launched the game, and we got through that first kind of couple of weeks of just like in making sure everything was working as expected with players, and then they jumped onto the next stuff that's coming. And then the team that's on Cursed Sales has that longer lead time. So ultimately there is going to be more content within the Cursed Sales update, and then the same kind of applies again to the Forsaken Shores one, right?
And then subsequent updates of that size.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So with the Hungering Deep itself, by the time people watch this video, I think the only thing that we haven't fully revealed is what the AI threat is, how it behaves, and everything else. There's been quite a few clues about it.
To say the least.
Yeah. But when we talk about kind of the categories of different stuff that we bring into game, different features and everything else, I think we will have revealed on our website and stuff what the kind of smaller, the smaller tools and things that are in there are.
This brings in a number of small tools. Yep. So we've got the drum and we've got the speaking trumpet. And this speaks to the idea of bringing players together in new and interesting ways. So speaking trumpet is a great tool that players can use out on their adventures to kind of communicate with other ships at distance. They could use that cooperatively, they could use that in conflict situations, and that plays a key role in the Hungering Deep, in how crews are brought together and how that leads to the AI threat, which is of course another thing that is showcased as part of the Hungering Deep, but then becomes a permanent fixture in the world. So that new AI threat becomes something to enrich your journey while you're out there on these adventures.
And we're bringing these tools in with the Hungering Deep and trying to encourage people to behave in a certain way in the Hungering Deep, right? Which is trying to get people to cooperate, trying to get people to communicate and kind of go out and seek out this this threat. But the beauty of Sea of Thieves and why we make these like small tools or whatever is that we expect people to go and use them in fascinating and interesting ways that we don't expect, right? So still one of my favourite little GIFs or videos was the two people that were using the different lantern colours, like the blue and the kind of standard lantern to go out flashing them kind of in unison on the front of their ship to acting as police. And so I imagine wholeheartedly that that same crew are now going to take this speaking trumpet and now just go out and like be using it as a loud hailer to kind of pull people over as the Sea of Thieves police, right? But like along with their lanterns and stuff. But then we also expect just people to do stuff that we don't kind of have any idea or any kind of future vision of what they're going to go and do with the stuff that we do.
That's right. And thinking of that theme of bringing players together as part of the Hungering Deep, this felt like the perfect opportunity to bring in the flag system. So now you'll be able to go up to the crow's nest, and part of that pirate fantasy, you can raise a flag of your choice. And we've been deliberate there. So of course we've put things in there like the Jolly Roger. You know, if you want to signal to players and fly that skull and crossbones, you absolutely can. Things like the white flag. And important to note as well that players don't start with a flag anymore. It's a defined choice for the players to go up to that Cronus and raise a flag.
Yes.
So not only are we looking to add more customization, it's also expanding the things that you can customize. So coming in with the Hungering Deep, we've got the ability for you to change tattoos. Yeah. And what's cool there is that there's just cool tattoos you can go and acquire in the game, but there's also ones that are exclusive for the Hungering Deep. And I think that speaks of our approach throughout the rest of the year. It's not just creating more variety, it's also new things you can go and customise about your character, and eventually new things that you can customise around the ship.
Yeah.
We've always had this approach to the game, even before launch, around if something's going to be in Sea of Thieves, it needs to kind of make sense in that world. Yeah. And having that kind of playful sense of hinting and teasing through kind of landmarks and little clues in the world. And that's something we're just going to continue. I mean, we, loud and clear, hear the feedback that, players want more lore. Players want that sense of there's a deeper meaning behind things, there's more theme to it, there's more kind of a sense of story and narrative. Not for everyone. Some people just want to go out there with their small tools and their big tools and have these awesome adventures and kind of make their own fun. But for some people, they love that idea of having these adventures in this rich pirate world, and they want more of that sense of character and more meaning behind the places in it. So that's something that we're factoring into our plans going forward, and also how we approach these content releases. I mean, players have seen that in, I guess if starting with the trailer, right, that we released for Hungering Deep, that we deliberately chose to have one of our characters in the game kind of be the showcase, be the person kind of telling you that kind of deeper lore behind it, and that's something we'll continue to do, and also bringing more of those elements within the game.
Yeah, so we've talked quite a bit about the Hungry Deep today. We've obviously mentioned Curse Sales as a name, and Forsaken Shores as well. Like, we'll be showing a little bit more around those for E3, right? Like, giving people a kind of glimpse of stuff that's to come in those, which will be cool.
Also, obviously, we're really excited about the release of the Hungering Deep, and we're going to be right out there with you playing it and continue to listen to your feedback as we build out the content that we want to keep releasing for the game.
Yeah, exciting times.
Indeed.
Cool. See you out on the seas.
Thank you very much for watching. If you want to stay up to date with everything Sea of Thieves, then subscribe to our channel and click that little ship's bell for all those notifications. Cheers. Don't worry, I'll just wait here. I'm not doing much anyway. Couple of good videos there if you want to watch.